Today, what I'm going to do is put a video together of when I change the oil and do some service on this tractor. That's what this video will be. It's a Massey Ferguson 5712 SL. That is their Beauvais built tractor, the 5000 series. I'll give you my review of it later, but this will just be a service and oil change and some of that stuff. And I hope to give you more of a review of it later. I apologize, I'm camping out here in the RV, so a little scruffy and it's hot, so I got the nice shirt on. Now, while this is the 5000 series, it does have the front suspension. I do really like that, although it probably ruined me. Now when I look at used tractors, I always look at ones with front suspension. Real easy to service. You see you can get in there and blow out those. The air cleaner's up here a little higher. That's where the air cleaner is, up there. So what you have to do if you want to get the air cleaner out, you have to unhook this right here. So we'll see if I can do that one-handed. Kind of. And then that goes all the way up. I've really had good luck. It doesn't seem to suck as much junk in as maybe the 7000 series, but it's real easy to get open, real easy to check. Everything's easier with two hands. And you get a pre-cleaner and the cleaner, which I think is about standard in any agricultural piece of equipment. Okay, we'll clip that on later. You know, the only thing I had trouble with, believe it or not, is when I sat in the field, like if we did some hay, and let's say it rained and I let it sit for 4 days, we would get mice. Well, we have one field that you can see the mice run when you're driving in it, so we'd have mice come up here, make a nest. I wouldn't say that's the tractor's fault. We have one major mice issue. You know, with the wider tires, we have 480s on the front, 600s on the back. It's a reach. I mean, here's your oil fill, here's your oil check. And yes, like a lot of these short coupled tractors, it's tight, especially when you got the loader brackets. To change the oil, it's a bolt in there, and I'll get to that. You'll see it, there's one on each side if you want to get a full drain of the oil. It says you can change the oil with one, but for a better clean, you need to take two off. That tells me you have to do all two. But it's really not hard to service. You can see we did the filters at 6 to 8 hours. We did a lot of filters that try to do at 50 to 75 when it's brand new. We did buy this one brand new. There's about 200 hours on it right now. You can see we kind of use it for everything. We use it to do some mowing, and this is more of a rough mower where we try to hit shrubs, but we try not to drive the tractor over. It spent a lot of time. I bet there's 75 hours on that beast. It'll pull this next year, the 12-row white. You might have seen videos of mine. We have an 18-foot white 820 disc out there, and we did all our planning with a 6-row white this last year. Kind of hard to see. Yeah, there's the disc. There's a planter sitting right behind it. So then let's get on the oil change. Now, I did the oil change a few months ago before we did all the spring planting. It was outside. So let's get to the oil change. One, the brass gasket stayed on, and one, it did not. So I don't know if you can see in there, but the brass one's on the right side, so we gotta make sure we put it in correctly. The oil filter is easier to get to. Got the oil drain plugs back in. Oil filter's replaced. Gonna start adding oil. So we're in my nice shop right now. We use Agro oil. It's under warranty. And you know what? That's the approved oil. And we use Agro filters. We'll see which one of those filters works better, or one of those funnels. Air cleaner's fairly easy to get to. Actually, it's really easy to get to. You take these off. We'll have a pre-filter and an inside filter. To get the hood to go that high, you have to take that little strap dangling there, that thing, and disconnect from there. Otherwise, the hood only comes up part of the way. And then we're actually going to replace both pre and the inner filter. We did the pre last year as well. This year number 2, and we've only got 200 hours on it, so we're doing both filters along with the oil change. I want to say the oil change interval is it's 400 or 500 hours in this one. We're doing it 200 because, like I said, it's 2 years old. We wanted to get that braking oil out. I know they break them in at the factory, but I always get a kick on the factory has green dye in their oil, so it always kind of looks funny. And you see we got the fuel filters. We did that 68 hours. That's when we did a couple of 50 hours. We replaced the oil filter once, and then some transmission filters. And we'll be doing the axle, front axle shortly. They say that at 100 hours, most of the 200 hours of this tractor were stationary, running that chipper down there. So a lot of it sat with it running and doing that. So we're not too concerned about the front axle, but we'll get that done probably after planting this year. So there you go. That's a filter. We'll get some more shots of that in just a little bit. So there I just took out the pre-filter. You can see the inner filter in there. Ugh, dusty. That's the inner filter. With that one out, change your mold. Oh, and just down the lane down there a little ways, actually the trusses are there for my shed. We were just about a month late, so we're doing this outside, hopefully for the last time. There's your new versus old. Looks the same. I know on the oil, we've been using the factory, we've gone to Napa Gold on the air. I always would said I would have gone Napa Gold on the oil, but I think after seeing some videos, I think they've changed their mind. Well, I'll stick with the factory filters for the oil and fuel filters. Well, here we go with this, and I gotta get this done.